this is the fifth track now off of the new album by Alter Bridge. The fifth track, I have heard four before this, and all four of them I don't like. This now being the fifth. Has it changed my mind? What do I think of this track, Dying Light? Well, I think it's easy to kind of guess. I don't like it. And people thinking, you hating on Alter Bridge so much you haven't liked anything they've done this album. I like their other albums. I liked Blackbird. It wasn't perfect, but there was a lot of great songs on that album. I like AB3. I thought that was a really good album. I love Fortress. I thought that was an incredible album. The Last Hero, I kind of thought the first half of that album was a little kind of lazy kind of radio stuff, and then the second half it kind of became more of that Alter Bridge kind of like creative hard rock stuff. But yeah, basically I've kind of liked everything they've done, with a few exceptions in every album. Here I've just flat out disliked pretty much everything. Everything is just it's just something you put on the radio. It's not radio pop music, so this is something that goes on the radio that you actually would not mind to actually have drilled into your ears, unlike pop music. But that's as far as I can go with this. It's something that if it was to play, it wouldn't irritate me, but I would not really give it any of my attention, because it does not warrant it. It does not require attention. To look into these songs that they've released and give them a lot of your brain cells trying to pick everything apart and over-evaluate and see all the intrigue and the talent, all the musical elements, the melodies, feelings and things. You're going to be just firing off brain cells with nowhere for them to go to, which will probably just cause a headache, which is what usually happens when I listen to crap like Tool, which people says is overly gifted, and I use all my brain cells to try and, get something. Like, maybe I am missing it, I'll give it more attention. But because there's nothing happening, all that happens is my brain cells are firing off without being attached to anything. So I'm just exploding brain cells for the sake of it. And that is basically kind of the same thing with Alter Bridge. Not as far as fucking Tool is. There's nothing to Tool. They're crap. But, yeah, this doesn't require any kind of brain cells. It doesn't require any thought. Or it doesn't require multiple listens. And with every listen, you get something new and intriguing. There's nothing overly musical about it. It's just something you put on the radio. It can play in the background. And you can be like, yeah, it's an alright voice. It's an alright solo. But there is nothing unique or special about it to really warrant you caring. It's just for background. If you don't want to listen to music, but want to fill the space, this works perfectly fine. It is a good time waster. That is the best thing this album has done so far. Now, there is 14 tracks on this album, so yes, this is 5 that I have hated, but being 14 tracks, that means there's like 8 tracks left. So there's still a fair lot of tracks. I haven't even disliked half the album. That's basically the case. So it's only like a quarter of the album I don't like at the minute, so the rest can all be unbelievable. But this song is 5 minutes, 47 seconds. It's the longest song on the album, I think. It's also the last song on the album. It's the song that closes the album. So we've listened to a song that starts off the album, the thing that gets you invested, and it sucks. And the thing to close the album, something you're left with, the last thing to give you, which will be stuck in your memory because it's the most recent for you at the end, stinks. It sucks. You would kind of think to begin the album they give you something amazing to get you excited, and to end on something really good. It's just like, wow. And then it's just like, what? And then you just kind of, you're up and you're giddy. You're on the edge of your seat in excitement with the last track, and it leaves you just breathless, and you just sit back in your chair and just like, wow, what a journey. This song is so fucking boring. It's unbelievable. The fucking main riff, Jesus Christ, is it boring? Just banana, banana, banana. How the fuck is that anything musical? I've looked in the comment section and people was like, oh, finally Alter Bridge is back. What the hell are you on about? How is this Alter Bridge? Technically, I think the other songs were more Alter Bridge than this because they had little teeny things in places. But even still, everything is Alter Bridge. I know it's Alter Bridge. It's just the fact that they're not trying. That is the thing. So saying Alter Bridge are back, all the other stuff is vastly different. No, it isn't. It is basically just Alter Bridge, but with everything turned off, and then left to the bare bones skeleton that is Alter Bridge. It is just a skeleton of what they are now. And that is this new freaking album. That's all it is. But this song, it begins with a riff that is bright, shrilly, you know, just like the kind of shrilly kind of moving up and down your strings and everything, and then you get your main riff, which is banana, 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 because great, fucking sounds epic, doesn't it? I think, and yeah, that's kind of your intro. It's just banana. Eventually, that banana, and that is your riff. It just stinks. It sucks. It's not musical. Thing with Alter Bridge, with people saying, this is Alter Bridge is back, and that's all I'm seeing in the comments. Why is that not the case? Let's take you back. Okay, Blackbird. That is a massive span song with a really great solo. This song is only 5 minutes 47 seconds and has 2 solos, and both of them kind of suck. Looking at Ties That Bind, that riff is very intricate. It just sounds great. It's really fast. It's very technical. Addicted to Pain, same thing. Isolation. Alter Bridge always have some really fast, intense riffs. For a hard rock band, they have some really intense, great sounding riffs. And then when they go musical, they have some really well finger-picked melodies. Like in AB3, they have finger-picked melodies, and then the melodies in AB3 are these sort of unique, quite pleasant musical kind of stuff. So when they're slow, they're musical, they have melody to them, and then when they're heavy, they have really intense riffs that are very hard hit and very aggressive. And so far all this album has given us is just a heavy chord for every song, and all this one has given is some kind of shrilly up and down on the on all strings, and then the heavy riff that is just a banana, banana, banana. So banana, banana. Why do I want to hear a guitar go banana? It's ridiculous. As for the vocals, it's quite tame. It's sort of a melody in the verses. It's quite soft. It's not an overall melody. It's just gentle, and it's just a tame voice. There's nothing great about it. There's nothing really musical about his voice or the backing. There's no intricacy. It's just bland. With a riff coming off the intro, which just sounds so bloody crap and stupid. I'm already kind of like, fuck this, I'm done. And that was pretty much before the singer even started. Then he did, and it's just, oh, fuck me, this is just slow and dull. I don't mind slow stuff, but it has to be musical. It has to have melody. I have to feel an emotion instead of there being a lack of emotion and melody, but it's slow for the sake of it. That means all you've got going is slow, which kind of equals boring, unless you make it interesting, which they fucking haven't. As for the chorus, it's just this stupid, really poppy, dun, dun, dun. Kind of like, oh, I'm pouring my heart out, but I'm really not. But I'll trick you all in thinking that it's something deeper than it really sounds, because it isn't. It sounds like it's deep, basically, but it fucking doesn't come across that way. As I say, there's 2 solos, which is good, because it's 2 from the 2 guitarists. And this is usually a great thing, because Miles Kennedy is more of the Juicy. I've put both of them things together to make a new word. He's a jazzy blues style player. And as for Mark Tremonti, he's the hard rock metal style of player. So they're two vast contrasts coming together, and that makes two completely unique and different solos from one another. And that's a great thing to have, instead of just doing the same solo over and over again like the two lead guitarists in Dragon Force, where you can't really tell them apart because they just do the fucking same thing over and over again because they are shit. So Myles Kennedy is up first, which is the usual case. Mark does like playing solos right at the end of the song, so Myles comes first after a bridge section, which is crap, so I'm not going to talk about it. It's just really crap, not musical at all. And it goes into Myles' solo. Now, Myles does follow the tradition. It is more of a laid-back, going for the emotional style of solo. But the thing is, it's fairly short, which is disappointing because I'm not really getting enough out of what he's going for. I'm not being presented with enough to really say, yeah, I got what he was coming for. I've gotten a good helping of what he's put out there. It's like, no, I'm left still starving. I'm still hungry for what you're trying to do. You haven't quenched my hunger, or quenched my thirst, rather, in this solo. But the solo, even itself, it's slow. It's going for that blues style of thing, which is usually slow, a little kind of depressing. But they need melody to it, and this is the thing. This solo lacks emotion, which is the problem. It's not really musical. It's not really got a great melody to it. It's just slow and boring and kind of repetitive. So yeah, it's kind of shit. And then going into Mark's. Mark is the complete opposite. He goes for that metal style, which, yeah, I approve that they do two different styles. I've said that. I like it when they do that. Myles was a crap solo. What has Mark got to offer? He's got to offer a rather crap solo. It's mostly speed-based, and that's the problem. Now, my dad hates Alter Bridge, and the reason for it is he says, Mark Tremonti is a shit guitarist. All he does is shred. He has no melody to him. As for, I disagree. I think Mark Tremonti has an amazing amount of melody to it. He's a great musician who thinks about his solos and does some complexity mixed in with absolute beauty. And that makes a really perfect metal solo, which has the great melody. It's something memorable and it sounds great. It's really nice. But then it has the technical side for people who want that as well, instead of just being one thing, which is all this solo has been, and most of the solos off this album as well. The solo just kind of goes for technicality, shred style of stuff. He slows down in some elements, but it's not slowing to a melody. It's just slowing for a break, which makes this kind of, when he stops, boring and not interesting. It's just him taking a break until he comes back in with some more technical stuff. So it's shit. And yeah. And the reason for this is, I think Myles Kennedy has had his own solo album that came out like last year, I think, if not early this year. I think it was last year, to be honest. So Myles Kennedy probably put all of his effort into that. It was mostly an acoustic album with some electric, and he's probably put all that blues and jazz style country stuff, and he's put all of that creativity into his solo project. Now, if you remember what I talked about previously with why Myles is great working in this band, is because he has all these jazz elements and blues and things. That is what he brings in to a hard rock band. He brings in something of a completely different genre, which then makes the music they create, Alter Bridge with their previous catalogue, have unique styles and things and guitar play and melodies. But Myles has dumped all that outside of Alter Bridge now in his solo project, which is why I think this is just all the songs, not this song now, all 5 songs are just chord-based crap with solos that lack any musicality, including Myles's now, because he has put all of it into his solo project. Now, what about Mark Tremonti? Mark Tremonti likes all these aggressive metal style galloping riffs. That is what he does. Now, Alter Bridge has been known for doing this, but in more of a musical sense, which is why I prefer Alter Bridge. Tremonti's solo project, he does have the heavy stuff and everything, but I think it lacks that musical element. It's just a heavy hard rock stuff. As for Alter Bridge, I think has the hard rock, but it has the metal style of playing to it, because they evolve it into something more musical and technical, with it having melody incorporated into the technicality side. As for Tremonti, it's just technical and heavy stuff. But getting back to the point, Tremonti has his solo project. He dumps all his heavy stuff into that and everything. Now, all these 5 songs that have released, they are all just heavy chords. All the technical, fast, advanced stuff he's put into his solo project, Tremonti. So none of that is coming into Alter Bridge. Myles Kennedy's jazz, blues, country, whatever, that really unique stuff, he has dumped that into his solo project and he's come back to Alter Bridge. So Tremonti has been on record for this album actually saying, oh, I like doing all the galloping and everything, but the band always says, no, you can't do that. So Mark always wants to do the galloping, he wants to do the metal stuff, that's what he's passionate about, but they say no, meaning he's doing something he's not as passionate about, so he's not going to have as much care going into this, because it's been dumped into fucking Tremonti. It's not here anymore. They've took it out. So you've got one person putting all their care and everything they're about musically into the solo project of Myles Kennedy. That is who he is. That is his passion. Tremonti puts all of his passion and all his musical technicality and everything he cares for into his solo project, meaning what is therefore left for Alter Bridge? A shell. The riffs, they are dull, they are boring, they are the basic chords, they are not musical, they are not technical, there is nothing to it. The song's structure, its length, it is the basic formula of a fucking pop song. The solos is just whacking any crap out. Yes, Tremonti does have talent, but it's basically completely unrestrained, just garbage that he spews out without any real thought about it. It's solos that are just mindless. They are rubbish. You can tell it's played by a guy who does have a shred of gift, a shred of talent, but it's just spewed out all over the place like an absolute mess. It's got no structure, no melody, no thought, no creativity. It's just, what is this? I guess it's kind of fast, kind of technical, but what am I supposed to fucking do with this? And that is these 5 songs. It's just like, well, yeah, it's a good voice. Yeah, it's solos are, that is it. The album is, basically. It's the best way to describe it. Fuck me. Oh, God. So, yeah, this song, fuck me, is it boring. And I don't understand why people are saying it's the return to form. Like, technically, this is probably the worst one. I preferred the previous one that came out, which a friend of mine said it was his least favourite. I thought it had more of the melody kind of elements, and then it had kind of like a lead in the end and the start. It didn't have an actual solo, but I kind of thought that would have been better if it had a solo. It would have been more in line with what they are, but still simplified. As for everything else, it's just beyond fucking simplified. But yeah, this is bloody awful. And I think people are just saying it's more like them just because it's new and people are just, I think wanting the same. Because people are saying, it's so much better than what they've done before. So I think that kind of tells me that people are not extremely happy with what Alter Bridge are doing because they have took out all that creativity, and I don't think people really know what has changed, which is why they're just saying, it's just different, but this is better, but they don't know why they say this is better, and they don't know why the previous stuff is worse apart from just saying it is. So I think people just don't understand what is needed, which is basically to put all their passion and effort back in. Musical stuff, technical stuff, as well as well thought out solos, which are all completely gone. and more of an interesting structured song instead of just a pop formula of here's our intro, riff, chorus, a bridge, and maybe a solo and then end, or maybe a solo at the end, and be done. Alter Bridge can do more kind of stuff than that. So yeah, rating the song, it's probably just, I don't know, a 2 out of 10. Like, but there's no point of it. I wouldn't listen to it again. I've got no reason to listen to it again. I don't want to listen to it again. I'll probably never want to listen to it because there is nothing at all to it. There is so much better out there than this. This is bloody awful. And there's bands well more deserving than Alter Bridge now. So, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame for Alter Bridge, and it's a shame that all these bands that actually have fucking talent can't be as big as this band now. But, yeah, there is still 8 tracks, so who fucking knows? Like, I'm not going to go out of my way and say, clearly the album's shit, I just know it. Because I don't know. It could, the next 8 tracks could be good. I don't know. So, it could be. I'm not holding out hope on it, I don't think it will be. But that is just, I think. I don't for a fact know. So it might be. But yeah, it seems the fans are also not happy with it. They say this is a return to form, but I think they're just saying that because they're holding out hope. I think after a while they'll realise there is nothing to this. So yeah, it seems that I'm not alone on this. It seems that people are finding it disappointing but don't really understand why. But hopefully I've kind of explained the reason why. So I'll leave you with that. It is unfortunate, and I am sorry for all those people who are real good Alter Bridge fans and who are really disappointed in this and feel like they're losing their band. I know how you feel. I'm quite disappointed. I've really liked Alter Bridge myself, so hopefully the next 8 tracks are good. If not, there are a lot of great music bands out there, so it's not like you just have to give up on music at all or anything. It's not anything that drastic. So if it's bad, oh well, there is more out there, but I understand it is a little disappointing. So I'll leave you alone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.